let's move on now to the main topic of the
The
evening
main
here.
course.
I'm gonna stop watching MJ and I'm gonna go into live now. But yeah, we are going to talk about. We'll have a little bit like that. You can send us questions, AMA stuff. You can post it in the chat here. Um, but we are going to be talking about unpopular menswear opinions. We're probably going to have multiple episodes and streams about this in the future. Um, but yeah, there's a lot of us in here. I think all the names should be on the side. And so we can just go through. I know I sourced this on Twitter also. I did it like before the stream, so I don't think there's enough responses there, but I also put it on my Instagram as well. Um, but yeah, let's talk about some unpopular menswear uh opinions. I don't want to do hot takes because throwing
Too
fits,
hot?
but I'm
Too
It's
hot.
too hot to trot, and we won't.
that's right. So let's source you guys. Any one of you guys have anything that you want to say real quick first?
Throw it out there.
Matt,
Do it.
MJ, what about you guys?
Sure. I mean, like, I was thinking about this the other day. I just did an opera where we're dressing from the 1780s, all these fancy frill pieces. And my guy isn't like, he's like middle class. He's not like super up there, but even then, lots of stuff. And it sort of made me think, like, now collectively, as sort of a Discord, we are all moving in sort of like casual tailoring direction, which I like, obviously. But I did think about, I do miss like just the idea of just like being dandy, like having a bunch of studs and shirts and a bunch of cufflinks and the jewelry like that and all these pieces, the watch and the hats and it's not, and like the three-piece suits and I don't know, it's just I miss all the little kind of getting dolled up and all those little accessories. It is nice to do, but I feel like even if I did do a version of that for black tie, I'd still do what I do now, sort of this more casual version, and not commit to going all over the top. I see Ivan's outfits sometimes, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. Sometimes you just want to put on some studs, get on a collar or two. So I like, it's completely opposite of what I want to do right now, but it's like, you miss it. You miss going all out sometimes. So that's maybe not as popular with our direction, but it's fun.
Style and direction.
Wait,
Matthew,
what was?
I have a question.
Mhm.
When you're performing, are these like for real period costumes, or are they constructed in a way that they're not exactly the way that they would have been made for people back in that time? Because I just know that like in some cases you're making stuff kind of flimsy just so that it looks good on stage, but not for real wear.
So yeah, we went to the museum that they have George Washington's like suit, and we stole it basically just so we could
You
get
stole
in
George
period.
Washington's suit?
Which was
A la
like, it's like
National Treasure.
faded. Yeah, it's like faded pink, and so we just wanted that authentic vibe of this late 1700s. So we went with authentic vintage pieces for our production. They fell apart almost immediately. That with stage costumes, like obviously we try to do patterns that like have and got super lucky working with that theater department to kind of bring our production out a little bit, so it's less of a concert, but obviously we try to adhere to the period a bit and some of the details, but we do gussets and all that stuff for added movements, and so people can actually perform in this stuff. So there's a little bit of give and take in the construction and all that stuff, but yeah, we try to make the aesthetics hold up for the appropriate time period.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Interesting. MJ, did you have any unpopular stuff? I mean,
I'm glad Matt went first because I was gonna just say nope.
really,
Yes.
you don't have
like,
anything
because
you didn't like?
Well, because I don't know. I'm still, I guess, where I am right now. I'm still focused. I'm still preoccupied with the finding cool things versus coming
No
up
time
with,
for
with hot
reminiscing on the
takes.
bad.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like all the I guess reflection or like research and stuff like that is not is not on the hot takes.
Sure.
That's actually a pretty good answer, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it also
I
helps
mean-
that I have a lot to draw from as far as, the Discord, the blog, being friends with Ethan, Spencer. Spencer's not
You're
here,
so good.
but
None of your takes are a
I
hot
mean,
take. It's all
yeah,
just
I
this is
don't-
me.
yeah, they do all the hot
Yeah,
takes
I
for
mean,
me,
I-
and I just, yeah.
You just
You
nod
agree?
into the microphone.
You little sheep. But I mean,
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my hot takes. I mean, I feel like, yeah, button pocket harmony is kind of a hot take, unpopular menswear opinion. I mean, I guess it's not really. I mean, I think a lot of people do adhere to it, but it's more so like a loose, like if like the jacket itself is cool, then they don't really care. But for me, it's like such a big like, oh, it's bad if it doesn't have it.
Hmm.
Like what like I don't like collars that are too short. I don't think that spread collars
You
look
see that
good.
all the time.
Um,
Like people just
Hmm.
take those short OCBDs that just at the mall and they try to put a tie on it, or
yeah,
even if it's not an OCBD, but just like it's
Yeah.
too
like
small for a
yeah.
tie.
I mean, a
Yeah.
lot of my unpopular opinions are basically like the basis of my entire style
Yeah.
because they're so contrarian,
What
right?
a
Like
I
contrarian! Wow.
yeah, I'm like, oh, I don't actually. I think that slim fit or like a close fit is. I don't like it. I think it's
Maybe your
bad.
wide fits
I
could
think
be a hot take to some, but
well,
like
yeah.
to us, it makes sense.
Going
exactly.
off that,
Yeah, yeah.
I also wasn't sure if you meant hot takes to like us or like to like normies, because
Collective menswear,
it's
incorporating
I mean, it
hashtag
could be
menswear. Yeah.
because because I mean, if you're talking about like two like at least like a unpopular menswear opinion for me in the Discord was John said that and we've seen this before, but he says that button pocket harmony is useless with patch pockets. Like it's not
Ooh.
like
Right.
he
Defend
doesn't like
yourself,
that.
John.
And I'm
Come on.
like
get over
it
here.
does like for me it doesn't matter at all. I
Hmm.
mean, it doesn't matter if it's a patch pocket, jetted pocket, flat pocket, whatever. It's gotta line up, man. It's gotta line up. And and yeah, I mean he's being the contrarian to my point of view, which is totally fine. He can go to hell, but it's whatever.
And you
So
can wear go to
But
hell
it's
pants
fine.
on the way.
yeah. Um okay, so Eric, you got a sad head on popular opinion. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I got one. I come here as a relative newcomer to say
Okay.
something that might not go over super well, but I
All right, here
struggle
we
with
go.
this spear point collar on tall, thin people, such as
Okay.
myself, because I think it makes my neck look too big, like too long.
Well, okay. I mean,
It's too
that-
big.
It's too big.
I think
George!
okay. So the thing, I think it's one of those things where the spear point collar is definitely like my thing. Like that's like totally like I don't think everyone has to have it. I just like it a lot. But I I also think that anyone can wear it, but you just have to modify it a little bit. Like you don't have to have it as long. Like I get 4 inches on mine, and a long length of that is taken by like the
Nice.
collar, like the collar bar, right? Like it catches it so it rolls. It's like an OCBD. Like an OCBDs are like 3.5 to 4 inches usually, but like because they are buttoned, closer on the sternum, like the roll will take up a part of that length. So I just feel like you got to do it that way. I never wear my like you see like Jimmy Stewart here that you put in like it doesn't feel as long because they're being held by the collar bar. You know what I mean?
I guess
Um,
my thing with spear points is that like I don't think I'd ever get one. My idea is I'll just use OCBDs and do that unbuttoned collar look because it has that kind of similar structure, and that's just kind of like a cheat code. And then if I want to be more casual, then I can just button it, or if I'm not wearing a tie with it. But
I don't
I
want
just
holes in
rather
my
lean on
collar,
that.
so
You hold the collar, and I love it. I think you got like it fans out, and you got the collar bar with the tiny knot. Like it's a really nice look. Yeah, it's just for me personally, just like making things less things, and just it works with more stuff
it's
basically.
also I feel like it's similar to like wide fit where like a lot of people don't like it, but I feel like if you found the right one,
Yeah,
it would look
I
good.
think
But it's one of those things
accessibility
where
also. You touch on this in the last
Mhm.
episode a bit.
yeah, because it's also like wide fits aren't as easily found. Like I mean, yeah, you could get like Polo Ralph Lauren stuff, but I think to do it properly, you'd probably have to go like made to measure, some kind of like
Hmm.
custom thing, right?
And get it
Because
right.
yeah, you got to get it right. But that's a good one, Eric. Yeah, yeah, definitely. At least against like the core, because I know that like our friend John has made himself some spear point collars.
All right.
So
My two
yeah,
caveats would just be that, I think I've seen lots of good examples of it in the Discord, and I think that like people should definitely feel like they can wear it. And the other
yeah.
thing is if I was in a thrift store and I found a spear point collar, at this point I'd be like so excited that I'd be like, hell yeah, I'm gonna just buy this and like maybe
Just to get
never
it.
wear it.
Yeah. You
I
got it.
mean, you're not wrong that there's different face body stuff, body examples like David says here in the chat, but it's like there's like an Esquire illustration I think I posted somewhere where like there are different like there are literally different versions of the spearpoint collar, and they never, I mean, called it that back then. They just called it a point collar, but just happened to have the
Right.
spear. And like, there's like, yeah, for like stout men, for tall men, for thin men, for the round face, there's a lot of different stuff. So yeah, there are definitely ways to kind of go around it, just like how I mean, I just don't like spread collars on its own, but I think that, when you start getting into like bespoke, there are ways to get, the desired amount of spread and the height and everything. Um, but it's not easily done, right? You got to go
Yeah.
bespoke for that. Um, okay, Sam, you said you got one too, right?
Yeah. Everyone hear me all right?
Yep.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
you.
Cool. So something I've noticed in the menswear world at large is that nobody really understands, for the most part, that there is a clear difference between being well dressed and being overdressed. If you're the guy who rocks up to the brunch wearing a tie, you might as well be in your pajamas.
Just based on inappropriateness.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like,
Well,
But
it's
here's
this
the
thing
thing.
we always create rules, right?
yeah,
These-
the rules
yeah.
thing kind of fucks it for everyone. But what works well is pretty much what most of us display in the slouch thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because then I think we create things that just work with more shit, basically. Like making it more casual, basically, just kind of works easier and it's less defined. Like you have to wear it for this occasion, They seem like very linear rules. Yeah.
I think it's okay to
Yeah.
be a little bit underdressed than a little bit overdressed. Because when you overdress, I kind of feel like it puts a spotlight on you, and maybe to the point where it's a detriment to where people focus just on what you're wearing.
And
Whereas
we've
if you're
talked
a
about
little
slouchy versus sloppy.
underdressed- Yeah, whereas it's like if you're a little underdressed, like people don't quite feel the need to comment on what you're wearing
Yeah.
necessarily, and it's not like a distraction.
Right.
Whereas like usually like it never hurts to be a little overdressed. I'm like, well, I think it hurts a little bit less to be a little underdressed.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, depending on what you're doing. But yeah, I think that if you overdress for something, it always seems a
I'd
bit
rather
weird.
be slightly underdressed.
Yeah,
Yeah, spot on.
for sure.
Yeah,
I think
that's
we've
a good
also
one.
perfected that idea of casualization where it's harder for these maybe people, like if they're even learning about it, like in the hashtag menswear world, like it's hard to like, well, let's see, what the fuck are you talking about? Like you just wear the tie. Like it's hard to visualize what that means. So you just kind of go for it.
Well,
And
for like a
otherwise
lot of
there's-
newcomers, there's that whole idea of like being overdressed as like a sign of like superiority.
Yeah,
Right.
that whole
You know,
power.
power
Yeah,
suit.
you're gonna get a
Yeah.
raise of like $50,000.
It's like, oh, I'm overdressed, and no one else dresses as good as me. And you're like,
Right.
yeah, like my guy, you're wearing a tux to an office. Relax.
Jim Halpert.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have
Yeah,
said
yeah, yeah.
it's a good
wearing
episode,
the
though.
time, but it would be more like the example of rocking up in a worsted suit to brunch.
Yeah.
Because we wear knit ties with our casual stuff like we do.
Right.
But
Right.
it's
They
Yeah.
just don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah, as someone who did wear suits to like casual friend meetups, I can
Mhm.
definitely say that
Nerd
the
alert.
way I dress kind of got in the way of my interactions. Maybe not to an extreme, but like it's definitely noticeable. So
Because I think you've leaned into like now like casual tailoring, sort of that professorial kind of look. But like I think back
Yeah.
then, was it more so on the maybe could I say like dandy side a little bit more like just fuller. You had the maybe did you do the 3-piece or just like white shirts or it was a little less casual.
I mean, I
Yeah.
still love to be a dandy. Like I literally wore
Yeah.
a morning dress today, but
That's great.
a few days ago
Yes, you did. Yes,
I
you
wore a
did.
hoodie. I wore a hoodie and took a selfie with my DSI. So I'm definitely a lot more.
I didn't comment on that. That's so crazy, man. Oh my
Casual
god.
Ivan was a fun thing that happened this week.
I want a DSI selfie. Oh my god.
So,
No,
yeah,
you do great casual Ivy stuff with like the crew neck and the loafers. Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, and the
And then
bean
we also
boots.
get morning dress with the fur.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm
yeah.
definitely a lot more aware of what I'm supposed to be doing and how I'm supposed to be dressed for the occasion.
Right.
So
It's hard. I think we want to do our thing, but we have to like sort of have a middle ground with like quote unquote social cues. But it's about knowing how much to push the boundary, right? Like, okay, I can have this much give
Absolutely.
without people calling me on it. Like they'll just be confused, but they can't articulate
yeah,
what the hell I'm doing.
if you wear a double-breasted suit and you're in a room of guys full of single-breasted suits, it's not gonna matter. But if you're wearing white tie and everyone else is wearing hoodies, then like
That's a problem.
that's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, it's over.
Absolutely. Well,
Or if you're
Ivan,
wearing, tied to a grocery store and having your mom take a picture of you, then
Oh my god, I forgot
a
about
little
that.
much.
Insane.
that's I can't believe John did that.
The
That's
ultimate weirdness.
gonna out him there. Ivan, do you have any spicy menswear unpopular opinions?
Only the spice ones.
Spice is
Maybe
nice.
one. So a lot of people who are into quote unquote dapper style, or some guys even in the vintage scene seem to have this idea that in a few years everyone is gonna start wearing suits and ties
It's coming,
again.
you guys.
Which-
It's right on the horizon, bro.
Just
Oh my
like
God.
Peaky Blinders.
Yeah, which
Right.
is like that's never gonna happen.
Nope.
Like especially this past year where everyone's had to stay at home and just be as comfortable as possible. No one's gonna go out of their way to be deliberately uncomfortable, and not everyone's gonna be comfortable with the idea of dressing like as if it were a time where sexism and racism and misogyny was okay. Not everyone's going to be comfortable with
They're
that.
gonna
idea.
harken back to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it is going to be the
exactly.
Roaring Twenties again, as I've been reading
Oh my
I do
god.
think
on my sister-in-law's Facebook.
I do think as time progresses, more people are going to start paying attention to the way they dress, but not everyone's going to start wearing suits like
Yeah,
it's
it's
the
not about
30s
the
again.
suit.
Yeah, I don't think that's well, I guess that's not unpopular to me because I agree with that. That's kind of basically what we said in the upcoming episode of the post-pandemic future of menswear. Because, like I said in that podcast, well, I guess you haven't heard it yet, but I did talk in like that coffee and menswear thing for Clubhouse with Greg Lelouch, and yeah, it felt like everyone there was like super optimistic, but I'm like, I don't think it's gonna be the same, guys. It's no one's gonna be. It's not gonna be all tailored. Not gonna be a new hashtag menswear.
I think they're all
I think
delusional.
They're in their
I
bubble.
Crazy.
Get out of
You're
your
out of your
bubble.
mind.
they're just
Yeah.
trying to be optimistic. I mean, obviously
I
they
know.
work in it.
It's hard
But I
when you
think, like-
work in it.
Like
Yeah.
Derek, I think the episode
that
that I
interview
worked for with
was
Blamo, I think
really
that's
something.
probably more accurate to what it is. Well, cool. Thank you, Ivan. Jason,
Me.
what do you got?
You.
What you got?
Like, I don't really have any. I mean, unpopular opinions. I don't like navy suits, like solid navy suits.
Wow.
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 I
Well,
just
I don't like that.
Everyone
I get why
disagreed.
it's the Jason. I get why that's the
So-
default option, but I don't like that
Crazy.
it's the default
Yeah,
option.
crazy.
You know,
It's
like
just
why?
so boring. It's just nothing.
It's become so blah. You know.
I
It's
mean,
like the other
I had
things.
to. I didn't own one until I had to like jazz it up a shit ton to
I
make
thought you
it
didn't
into
like
something.
jazz.
Right.
Well, I had
Yeah,
to
now you're
you know,
talking about
fancy
jazz?
it up. You're right.
Yeah,
I
there
don't
you
like
go.
jazz. That's also another hot take of mine. I don't like jazz.
You had to
punk
geck it up.
a little bit.
I had to
Yeah.
geck it up, baby.
Geck it up. I want that after the Mad King
Or like
George. Geck it up.
Out of curiosity,
I mean-
Jason, like why is it because it's like got the connotations of like conservative businessman, politician, lawyer, or
Partially, and it also it's just really it does nothing for me, right? It doesn't convey any sort of self-expression. It doesn't convey anything other than, especially on like a regular one, like a ready-to-wear one or something.
Yeah.
You know,
so
like mine at least conveys a little bit of a direction, you know, with the with the styling, but
Would you say they're better than blue suits, Jason? At least.
well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
anything's
yeah.
better than a blue,
Oh,
like a
blue.
solid blue, like
Oh
the
my-
was really
I
popular,
just-
like Indochino,
the
With
blogger
tan
blue,
shoes.
they call it.
vlogger
just
blue
can't.
with tan shoes. Yeah.
What
Any
blues
blue-
are acceptable in your book here, Jason? We gotta know.
I mean, if it's
Shades
a
around.
solid,
The
right,
good
if it's a
ones.
solid
You know when you
blue,
see it.
you know when you see it. But if it's solid, navy is really the only like blue I like. But it's just like such
It's
a
boring.
it's so boring. It's such a like
No
a
one's
plain
looking
the
forward to their
least
navy
the
suit.
lowest
It's
common
just all right.
denominator, right?
Here we go.
So
Legit.
here's,
Kiyoshi, you were saying
to my
something?
navy suit.
yes. So here's the question, because like the reason why everyone gets a navy suit is because it's in every single foundational text that talks about how to dress better. It's like
Uh-huh.
first suit you should get is either navy or charcoal, right? Like that's like the basic advice that you read almost everywhere.
Mhm.
I guess like maybe the greater question is like, is that actually bad advice for most, like, let's say
Probably not.
early 20 something guys, mid 20 something guys, who are buying like their first serious suit.
And probably their only serious suit.
Yeah,
Almost something
probably
One
else.
and done.
probably the only suit
Yeah.
like that they're gonna wear. And let's just
Yeah.
say, for the sake of argument, they don't wear a suit for work. Like they wear jeans and a nice shirt or something. Like is that still good advice, or is it actually kind of like bad advice and
Well,
you should be
see, the
getting
thing is,
something
it's
else?
good advice because they don't care. We care about it, so we like to think like they do their homework and they're so excited. Well, maybe my go-to suit isn't a navy suit. Maybe I'll get like a nice green or like I don't know what a brown. That could be my default, but they're not thinking about it. They don't care. So they're just like for the guy who doesn't care and they just need to look the parts, then that's
It's
why they
good
go with the navy or
advice.
the gray.
Yeah. It's good advice if you're like going to an office, right? I think
Yep.
it's bad advice if it's like, oh, if you just want to dress better in your daily life, buy a navy suit. I think that's bad advice.
Well, yeah, because they might even need a suit, right? Like, who says this suit will change how your lifestyle is? It's
Yeah.
not gonna.
Now
It might
I
not.
do like a navy blazer.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
You like the brass
distinction.
buttons? Brass
I like
buttons?
I like it
Maybe
with
just
brass
say
buttons.
navy pants.
No, I wear them separately. I just don't like to wear them together, and that's the thing. And I just
they're
think when
divorced.
you put them,
They
yeah,
are.
it's a divorce suit.
Separate but equal.
The thing that
It's a
might
divorce
force
suit.
Jason to divorce me is that I actually like hate the color black and have subbed navy for all black things in my life.
Okay.
Not
That's
a
racist.
bad
Well,
not a bad idea.
oh boy,
there.
I've been caught again. I've been canceled. I gotta get
You've
out
been
of here.
canceled again.
Well, you've heard it here first. Check in a
just
few
love the
months. He'll be
navy.
back at it. No, I get it. I think that was also a phase. That's also what you hear. Like, don't wear black things. It's not as versatile and all that stuff. And you want the color with it. But I don't know.
I don't even
those
care
advice
about
is
the
wrong.
versatility. It's just that I'm the palest man in America, and if I wear black,
Right.
people are like, "Are you okay? Are you like do you have a disease, sir?"
You're mourning your own death.
Exactly.
right.
Morning in the
That's
morning.
right.
It's a slow, long, painful death that I'm living right now. That's why I wear
It's not
black.
great.
That's
You
what
wear
I'm wearing
black for every day.
Yeah, I think those are my two unpopular opinions.
Yeah.
Those are good.
I can see it.
Those are good ones. Those are good ones.
No one's
Yeah.
thrilled about Navy. Even the guys who don't have it and the people like
I'm
us.
thrilled about navy. I will
I'm
fight
thrilled.
You like
you
it?
on this. I'm sorry. I like it.
Yeah,
You
as
like
long
it
I
as
like
a
Navy.
replacement. I guess
As
no one
long
likes
as you
it as
don't
like
wear-
a thing.
No,
Yeah,
I
don't
like it
wear
as the
tan shoes
standard.
when
I'm
you're good.
sorry. It's true.
So I guess we could talk to you about it. Like, so that's like your baseline. It's not just a replacement. You're like, okay, this is like a foundational. I can use this so much. I can rely on it if I don't know what to wear. I just throw on the navy.
One
Or
of my
walk us through
favorite
what you
Pantone
think.
colors I use in my design work is navy peony. You can look it up. Fantastic
Okay.
color. I mean, I just like it. It like part of this maybe is just reactionary because in art school everyone wore black and I was like, I just can't
Alright.
do it, you guys. I'm not depressed and I like the color blue, so navy it's gotta be, I guess.
Well, this is why Ethan liked navy over gray. He said, there's tones in the navy and the blue, and then you can match that with other pieces. And it's not just like
Absolutely.
it's
I
more
mean,
harmonious.
that's something. That's one of my like I guess unpopular opinions. Like I don't like. I don't think you need a gray suit to begin with. I think like in the beginning I should say, like not I would love a gray suit now to supplement some other stuff, but when you're first starting out, I think skip gray completely. I don't think you need it outside of outside of an odd trouser. Gray suits are so boring and so dumb. Blue is way
But-
better. Blue,
yeah.
like Eric, like you said, can substitute for black. Like I wear my black sport shirts and black t-shirts and whatever with my navy suits, my navy jackets. I think it's totally fine. I'm with you on that. So that's why I don't like wearing, like, I don't think a gray suit works. I feel like when you wear a gray suit, like I don't know, like it just doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem like what do you wear with a gray suit? It's
Well,
needed.
anything.
or
Scoops,
divergent, right?
Pink.
I
Because
don't.
it's
I
like
don't
we
know if
like
it is needed.
navy.
Scoops. I don't know if it is
I
needed.
don't own a I don't own
We
a
we
a
like
gray
navy
suit.
because it's like it's
Yeah.
dark, it works. But it's like when you get gray, it's like, okay, do I get a charcoal and it looks great as a suit, but I cannot wear the jacket bites. I mean, the jacket
I-
bites are just a
I-
little
T-shirt
weird.
Gray is
should
I-
great as odd trousers.
Yeah,
As a
flannel.
charcoal.
Oh no. Yes. No. Well, not even charcoal. Mid gray trousers. One of the most versatile things outside for
Yes.
me outside of like a brown trouser. Like that's what I like.
Yes.
Like David says here, the neutrality of gray is good. I don't like being neutral. I feel like
But then a mid gray
now
suit is
You're
like
telling me.
I
so it's
just
like it's
okay.
harder to break up.
I
That's what I'm saying.
feel like again, this is mainly for the first suits that you have.
Right.
Like I don't think a gray suit is as good as navy, you know. Like I said, I want a gray suit now, like after I have like a couple of suits, but I would never want it as like my second or third. I would rather get like navy cotton, navy like wool, maybe navy linen.
Well,
And then get
that's actually
brown.
that's I'm curious about fabric. That was kind of a tangent. Like, what do we tell these people their fursuits? Do we say worsteds? Do we go off their climates and like go for maybe like, okay, flannel might be better, or a cotton, like, or is it always worsted? I don't know. I feel like this also could be controversial.
Holland and Cherry Crisp Air is the ultimate 4-season fabric, baby. It is
All right.
Is
so
that
good.
because you're in California?
Yeah, 4-season for you.
Yeah, for you, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Yeah,
season.
Warm
but I
weather
mean,
For your
I mean, it-
one season.
Okay, here's a
but I'm
hot
saying
take. Here's a hot take.
It's
Here.
I don't
coming.
like
It's coming. Here it
Fresco
comes.
fabrics. I think Fresco is terrible. I'm
Ooh,
not a
there it is.
fan. It
Well,
feels
I
don't-
dry and rough and like sand
And it
on
gets everywhere.
Tatooine. When you can get some silky Super 150s and feel
Fitties.
smooth against your
Give me
skin.
them bitties,
I would
baby.
much rather get
Yeah.
as finely smooth
Are
worsted.
you wearing
than
your
get-
suits naked?
okay. I will say. I mean,
No.
Kiyoshi, I'm right there with you. I don't like Fresco either. That's why I like Crisp Air, because Crisp Air is Crisp Air is a worsted. It's finished. It's not
Still
it's
that
not
open
Fresco.
weave. Ugh.
But it's
Do you
not
like Fresco
it's
the
not
drink?
Fresco. No, I swear. I mean, you guys all gotta touch it, man. It is so good.
Touch it.
I love Crisp Air is the best
Touch it.
alternative to Fresco any day of the week, man. And things similar to. I mean, it doesn't have to be Crisp Air, but like that particular type is so much better than Fresco. I think Fresco is stupid. I hate Fresco too. I
The
don't
case
like
for
are
Crisp
stupid.
Air. Where's that blog?
Yeah, for real.
it.
It does crack
okay,
me up
first-
how like people are so into Fresco, and then you hear like the Little Mermaids are like, "Actually, it's bullshit, brother."
Come through the woodwork. Don't do it.
I mean, I think
it's a good travel suit. I mean, there are aspects that are appealing, but
Mhm.
I
But
think
there,
it's-
I mean,
I
but
think
there's
it's
other
overrated.
high twists.
I think it's
There's other
overrated.
high twists.
I mean, I
wrinkle
have
resistant,
some-
natural stuff, man.
Just
There's
get
always
rich
There's
and
some nice
bought
high
my
twist
tonic
wools,
done.
but they're not Frescos.
Sure.
And,
Yeah,
and, the
and that's
greatest sin
fine.
is that it's from
That's
Florida,
fine.
of course.
Yeah.
Of
Oh, okay, I
course.
wanna go through the chat here real quick.
Chat
Yeah,
broke
Fox
that one.
Air. David says Fox Air and Balloon superior. I do like Balloon. I mean, I've touched Fox Air too, and it's so good.
Like Fox
be-
Air. I had a
Yes,
suit of Fox
yes,
Air.
Scoops.
Nice.
Shut the hell up! You haven't even seen Crisp Air, bro. Come on, don't come at me. Don't come to the Thunderdome.
Get out of here,
Oh,
Scoops.
man.
Okay,
Upstairs,
Fight
you're right at its
Lord Dog
Fight.
Almighty says charcoal is recommended because you can wear it to a funeral. I never understand this because
How-
I don't
many
go to
how many
people?
funerals?
How
Why
many
are you
people are
Don't get
dying?
funeral today.
How many people are dying that you need to go to every day, dude?
Listen,
And-
you
and
have to
you're-
fulfill the
I'm
need
so
for the
fucking
charcoal
sick
suit.
of that funeral.
I'm killing all of my friends. I
Yeah.
bought the charcoal suit. I'm gonna wear it.
Gotta
You
do
did
it
that
just
out of
for the
Okay.
I
ladies,
gotta
bro.
make
You
it
have to
worth
make
it. I gotta kill everyone.
occasions to wear it, right? You have to make the
I'm gonna be a murderer.
You got.
Yeah.
I will say, okay, I don't like. Who says you can't wear a navy suit to a funeral? Wear it with like
Yeah.
a white shirt,
Obama
a
did.
black tie. Like you just. That's
I
it.
wore a navy
What-
suit to my grandmother's funeral,
Oh,
But guys,
boy.
I like a charcoal flannel.
and I was
I'm sorry.
overdressed for that.
Flannel's
Everyone was wearing
different,
like
though.
shorts.
Flannel's different.
That's weird.
Was this a beach funeral? Be honest.
No. This
A
is
beach
This
funeral.
is a middle Massachusetts
That's a
fall
walk.
funeral.
Call that.
Actually, it was a summer.
Right,
It was a
See,
summer.
the idea isn't that you can wear the gray to the funeral, so that you can also wear navy to a funeral. You can wear a navy
Right.
suit anywhere. Like I don't
I'm gonna
understand.
let
This,
you
like,
know, you can wear a
Because of the
suit
best
to a
color.
funeral. Doesn't
Your
matter what
court suit.
You were any
Yeah,
suit
yeah,
this
suit,
year.
they're
oh
gonna,
my god.
they're totally fine with you wearing like whatever to a funeral, as long as like you're respectful and you're
I
not
mean, the
wearing like a
person's not
fucking
gonna
like
know. They're
I mean,
dead.
like a
most people I
hentai
see always wear
t-shirt, like
black shirts and
Not me, baby.
low-rise black
I
pants.
see everyone what they're
The
wearing.
waiter.
The waiter.
Kiyoshi,
Waiter wear.
what other stuff you got? What other
So I mean, I said this in the Discord, and I wasn't sure I was gonna
yeah.
say it here, but it'll make good content.
Mhm.
I think that
Porn.
Alden is a little bit overrated.
Yeah.
And I think the Alden enthusiasts especially like just
And
put it on a
overpriced.
pedestal that
Mhm.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I own Aldens. I have probably like 5 pairs. I love them all. I'm gonna buy some more. So it's not like I'm a hater just to hate. But I will
Alden
say there
hypebeasts.
are nicer shoes out there. The
No way.
Alden, the finishing on Aldens aren't as clean as it could be. They don't have a
Because they're
nice
too busy
beveled
embezzling.
waist. They don't have. Sometimes you get marks on the leather. I just kind of feel like all the praise that's heaped on Alden is really gotten out of hand, overblown, and people just love to love it because it's the only decent American-made shoe these days for dress shoes. They ignore all the great stuff coming out of United Kingdom, Spain, a little bit out of Italy too. And now there's places in Asia too that are making great shoes. So I just kind of feel like Alden is just kind of riding the success of the Ivy style, and they haven't changed, which is maybe for the better. But they strike me as a company that's just kind of decided to grow big in Asia and Japan, especially, and only cater to that market because they know they can do the same thing they've always done. Whereas you have a brand like Edward Green, which has really expanded the type of models they offer, tried to look at trends and still create something tasteful. I know it's a different price bracket, but it just shows that you can be a shoe company, a dress shoe company in 2020 and still be more relevant to the consumer. And I think Alden is still kind of stuck on this rugged Americana. We make versions of the indie boot and commando sold stuff, and we do shell cord of it if you can get it. And it feels like it's
If you're
like
not
they
poor.
put handcuffs on themselves is probably my biggest.
Why can't we buy Alden
So-
from Alden?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, and
Question.
the online commerce is terrible, but honestly, that's a lot of legacy brands anyway. Like Crockett and Jones just started a website a month ago, so or something like that. So like, I
Yeah.
can't really fault them for that.
So
but-
stay tuned to the end of the stream for Kiyoshi to burn all his Aldens on camera
yeah.
and abandon the brand. He's all done with
I'm gonna
Alden.
start with my desert boots. Where are they?
Yes, get him out. Get him out.
I mean, I think I naturally agree with you. I just if other shoes were easily accessible, I might have
That's
done
the
it. But
thing.
then
Like all these
yeah,
European brands that
Get him on
don't-
Shoe Mart.
It's you can't try them on in a single store, and they're because a
Yep.
lot of them are like more D2C. Alden, the big advantage they have, which is actually really great, is they're in a lot of independent stores. They're in a lot of independent boutiques, so you can actually try them on in person. Which that's great that they're actually indoors in the United States. And I think that's probably the
if
biggest
you
advantage.
yeah.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I think, again, like as a guy who is finally making enough money to justify Aldens every once in a while.
Brag.
Subtle
uh,
flex.
at the expense of other things. But yeah, I mean it sucks that's like the only thing I can get. And the good thing is like, if you know your size in one thing, you can just buy it like that lasts forever, right? Like you can just do Aberdeen or Barry or Van or whatever. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck there until I like literally go to like wherever Crockett and Jones is in like what do you call it in I don't know if it's on German Street or wherever it is in London, but going to their
I
little
think they're on German
retail store.
Street.
Confirmed. they're
Yeah,
German.
I mean that's what really sucked. I mean, even I thought that like Loke was like a decent, like I mean alternative to like Alan Edmonds,
If it
but
ain't
then
Loke, don't fix it.
same thing. You can't try on Loke. No one carried it here.
Yeah.
There's like even though it's
not
like it's only like 250 at least before when I got like
Well,
it was like
doesn't Loke
250.
make Charles Turret shoes?
Yes. Well, they make
Probably.
some of them, I believe. But I think they make a
Yeah.
lot of them.
But I mean, yeah, that's kind of it. And like for a while, Meerman was like pretty. Well, I didn't like Meerman because like the long vamp or whatever. Um, Spencer,
Face
hey, Spencer
marks
Mills
too.
here. Opinions of Crocodile Jones. You just missed it. I think we agreed that it's probably the better made shoe. But
And they're
we
about
just
the same price.
Hmm.
Look at them. Like,
yeah.
looks like.
Yeah, I mean on the web, yeah, the
Has,
website.
has
So
anyone told Kiyoshi about Brexit?
You
So
know
Brexit,
what? I feel sorry for them.
or it's all just
But yeah,
Or like
the other like
breakfast,
foot
right?
related
yeah. But Kiyoshi, what
I
else you
have
got?
is cotton dress socks are the worst dress socks. Wool dress socks
Ah.
are superior.
I need to,
There you go.
and
I don't wear
and
dress
that's
I have
Wow.
also that's also a reason why, right? Like you don't really find a lot of cheap wool dress socks. I think like over the cap, it's kind of hard
Well,
to
that's
find.
the
lamb's
problem,
wool
I
socks
mean.
are very comfortable. I have a pair.
Are they
The
suitable
reason
for
why
dress?
is I feel like
No, they're
cotton
brown. It's fine.
it actually wicks sweat. Whereas wool wicks sweat. So in the winter, a cotton dress sock is to me absolutely useless because it just retains all the moisture and then it freezes on your toes. Whereas a nice wool dress sock will wick the sweat away and keep your toes toasty.
Wick it real
So,
good.
Yeah.
Toasty.
Cotton
But you
socks.
also
not a
live in
fan.
like Chicago.
Chicago.
I mean,
At Toddland Town.
Chicago.
you buy for what's important, you know. Also, it's really gross in the summer. It's not any better in the summer when
Yeah.
you wear cotton dress socks because then you just got a soggy foot. A
Stop
soggy,
wearing
gross,
socks.
humid
Yeah,
foot.
I'm gonna have to do a no-show
Well, that's
sock
what I
for
do
the
in the
summer
summer.
wedding.
I don't wear socks, but in the winter, it's you can't get away.
You got it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm trying to keep all 10 toes for the entire. I'm 10 for
10
10.
toes
man.
down.
10 for 10 currently.
Yeah.
I haven't had to use
Undefeated.
foot warmers in so long, but I might
Defeated.
get there. Defeated.
No.
Cool.
feet pic.
Okay.
I'll throw out another one here if that's okay.
Yeah, what do you got?
I can't. It's hard for me to understand the people who are like all about the fedora and then they're like, no, I cannot do a cowboy hat. It's so different.
Milady. Yeah, it's
Oh, well,
It's,
that's
it's the complete opposite.
that's a weird thing for people to have. I feel like that's weird.
Milady.
I feel like
Yes.
you're a hat guy. You're not a hat guy, right? Like a full brim hat.
Yeah, you
Like,
gotta
people-
yeah.
People
I'm
are so
not a
nervous
full
about the
hat.
like. It's like a costume. Like, well, shit. So's a fedora. So's like anything that's not a beanie or a ball cap, honestly. And even a beanie and a ball
unless
cap in
you're
some
naked,
places.
everything's a costume.
That's
It's very
well,
true.
that's my philosophy in life, honestly.
Who's that asshole YouTuber? He's like ginger. He like talked about vintage as a costume. He's like he gets in
God.
fights. He runs. Oh, what is that
Tanner
guy's name?
Guzzi.
Tanner
Tanner
Guzzi.
Oh, that ass.
Bad taste in my mouth.
But then-
That's the name of a white supremacist.
Pretty much.
Definitely
Impression
looks
I
like a
get.
Trump
You're not
supporter.
wrong.
But
Yeah.
then people will be like you show them like the Stetson, right? The open road, which is
Oh,
literally a
uh-huh.
fedora with a cattleman crease. There's like it's the same width on the brim. And people are like, it's too much. I just can't handle it. So maybe
I'm pretty
strawmanning myself
conservative
here,
about
but-
hats, but I think like this whole Bryceland stuff, I think they make it work the best that I've seen. Basically, that whole style. So, and we've seen that with Fat Hat Saturday. We're getting it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is a middle ground.
I think it's
I
easier
think-
to wear a cowboy hat than it is a fedora. At least because
Absolutely.
fedora,
Absolutely.
it's like, oh, Indiana Jones, haha. And like,
Mhm.
what are they gonna say when you pull up with a cowboy hat? Oh, cool hat.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
If they
Take it
question
to,
you, you just shoot them. I mean,
Yeah.
it's that easy.
Yeah, you got
I think a
your,
lot
you
of
got your
fedora
line
guys
iron.
Instead
who
of
say
my
that they
lady, it's
can't-
ma'am.
Man.
Howdy.
Howdy, partner.
Mhm.
My damn. I was gonna say I think a lot of
okay.
the fedora guys who think they can't wear cowboy hats have like a really traditional tailoring style. So when they think of that worn with a cowboy hat, they just can't fathom
Like a Doug Dimmadome
that
type.
But
juxtaposition.
it's so dumb
Don't
because like
do
you can wear a cowboy hat with any level of tailoring. You can wear a cowboy hat with a swimsuit, and you can wear a cowboy hat with a tuxedo. Like
I
it's
mean,
fine.
you get canceled by Berkeley Breeds, but
Apparently,
If
very
you're wearing
topical,
a mask, I
very
think that it's
topical.
okay. He doesn't know about this thing we got going on down here in Texas, where you don't need to wear a mask because you got your cowboy hat on. Corona
Yeah,
can't
you'll
reach
fight
the
away the
brim of
virus.
your hat.
Although, did you guys see that Zach Weiss went to like a fucking party in Florida or
Yeah.
something?
very bad optics.
Bad
Really?
optics.
That-
It's okay. He's
that
white. He
place-
can get away with anything.
That place was fucking packed, man.
Yeah.
There was so many people.
And no one was wearing a mask.
So bad.
No, they were. I think they were. I saw the people were wearing
But
masks.
still-
Yeah,
But
but
still,
you know they weren't for most of it.
Yeah, for the
Yeah.
one photo. But like, still don't go to that place.
I can't fault them. I literally went to Spencer's house and I didn't wear a mask when I was swimming with Spencer. So
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's not like a pack of people, like whatever that was.
That's
Well,
yeah, okay.
My
alright.
cynical
Right.
thing with this guy is like, I'm sure that he like paid $1,000 to get the vaccine early. I mean, like, I just think that he's like totally vaxxed and like not thinking about it anymore. You know
But
what
you
I
could
mean?
still
That doesn't
carry
make it
it.
okay. That
No,
doesn't make
yeah.
it okay, but that's the life that he's leading.
The science is still out on whether or not you're
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
transmitting.
oh, you know, I'm totally vaxxed, but I am traveling to a lot of places and interacting with a lot of people from foreign
It's just-
countries. I
we're still
probably won't
touching
enter
waited
any
this long.
variants, right?
Just wait a little more.
Yeah.
Please.
Just chill out.
Just go to
so-
Spencer's
Fathead
house is what
cares.
we're trying to say.
Yes.
Don't go anywhere else.
Spencer, where's
Um,
the invite?
Yeah.
He's
Okay,
Can
well,
we
let's-
confirm that Spencer is not at a huge house party right now? I'm sorry, I just want to know.
He's at what?
Either way,
I'm sure he's at a moderately sized wedding.
Well, Spencer
He might
doesn't
have
do
left by now,
those
who
in the
knows?
first place, so I think we're safe. Or he's
No,
safe.
he's good. We guys,
All
we
right.
abide by COVID guidelines here at the podcast, and that's the message we'd
That's
like to put out there.
We're all at least 6 feet away.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm gonna go through. I got a lot on my Instagram, but let's go through my
Oh,
Twitter
yeah.
first. There's only 2 here. 3. We got Man with the Sauce, who
Gross.
says, Menswear guys have a weird fixation with the global South being unable to produce anything of quality and steep everything in tradition and craft rather than admit they're straight up racist.
Oh,
Like this whole made in
Well,
America
there's a lot to
deal.
unpack there.
Yeah.
there's
Is
so
that what he's
much.
trying to
mean,
say?
The global
It kind of just flew out the other
South
ear.
Like, does he mean like yeah? What?
I
what's the
think
global South?
I mean I think it's more like because a lot
The
of
Southern
factories and
Hemisphere?
stuff. Yeah, I think that's what that means.
Oh, there's a lot of
Um,
good stuff made in the Southern Hemisphere.
Right, but I think like
like
menswear won't
Mexico? Is he
recognize
talking
it.
about Mexico? Like, wait, that's not
I,
even
it could
Southern
it could
Hemisphere.
be, but I know that I mean okay, so this if this is what I'm thinking it's referring to, right? It's like there's a lot of like Mexican shoe factories that are kind of coming out now, right?
The like
and
majority of boots are made in Mexico. Yeah, all your huaraches are going to be in Mexico.
I
yeah,
mean,
and I think
Mexican
there's a
Coke.
couple of there's a
that's
couple of
not-
people there's a couple of
That's
menswear guys who like who don't like it
Coca-Cola.
if it's not made in the USA, Italy, or like London.
Oh, here's
you know.
here's a hot take. Made in the USA often means it's overpriced.
Certainly not these days. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
Like-
overpriced for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The appeal
so-
for me and made in USA these days is that I'm like, I'm glad that it didn't have to be shipped overseas in a huge
Here's-
carrier thing. Like it's the
here's
it's
a
the
hot- you gotta take an
ecological
import
And get
like
stuck on the Suez Canal.
thing. But other than that, like it's like if we're strictly going off of quality, it's like it doesn't matter so much where it's made. But
Well,
Sure.
I
here's
do
a hot
give
take
up
on Made in the
much.
USA
Mm-hmm.
is that things like a lot of this stuff hasn't really been made in the USA, for a while. So like the
For 40
craftsmanship of a
years.
lot of the Made in USA stuff isn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because
they don't
they're
have the
like
modern
just starting to do it
machines.
again. Yeah, there's
Yeah.
no modern machines ready to do
Not
it
enough
all.
skilled
Like,
workers.
yeah, and it's like, or the workers who are doing it are, aging out of the professions.
Right.
Or they're really
Yeah.
young and they don't have
Right.
the same
It's like,
skill set.
There's a
Bad
whole lost
experience.
generation.
so there's like, yeah, a lot of Made in USA stuff isn't that good in terms of quality.
Yeah. It's
And
sad.
yeah,
People
no,
assume it is because, USA baby, but it's just not.
Right.
Mhm.
USA chants in
Scoops
the
here has
chat.
some clarification for us. The global south is a term to use to identify lower income countries on one side of the so-called global north-south divide.
Never heard of
Includes
that. It's
China,
crazy.
Asian countries, and Mexico. Yeah, I mean, it just basically means that if it's not made from like a totally Western country, people don't like it. Like
That's
I
not
said with like I was talking to the guys at 316. When they said that they were trying to do like those like Indian loomed like knit indigo shirts that like are kind of cool. And they said that a lot of their customers are like, "Oh, I don't want that," and I think that that's fucking stupid, man.
Oh,
I
well,
mean,
there are a lot of people at the store I work for where people have like called us and been like, "Oh, this is made in China. I'm sending it back," and I'm like, no, you can't."
It's like, do you
You
know
can't
how?
do
Yeah,
this.
no. First of all, second.
I got
You
a
know how
bad news
anything
about your red cap, brother.
Yes. Oh man.
It's polyester.
Like, well, I don't buy anything made in China, and I'm like, well, what are you
How?
wearing right now? And I'm like, you're wearing everything made in China currently.
Yeah, your
Right.
underwear. Yeah,
It's like, no, I'm wearing
who's
a
the
Haspel.
American-made underwear? You know,
Yeah, I'm wearing a
like,
Haspel suit. Oh, okay, good. It's made in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly.
The
Well,
316 thing like cracks me up just because like they founded their brand on like Made in USA, and I'm like, sorry guys, like I don't know, you gotta like pivot.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like that's why, and they're finding it that all of their like some of their customers are like reacting strongly to it, which is unfortunate. Which again, yeah, it makes sense when you realize that's what they were started on. But like, I think eventually it's gonna be you're just gonna get the best products made from the best possible people,
Yeah,
and you
that's why you
can't.
can't. That's why don't have a shtick. Don't be like, oh, we're only made in the U.S. Can you really boxing yourself in?
Well, 316's been around for like a little while now, so it's
Well,
kind
I'm
of
not.
hard.
I'm not saying them specifically. I'm just saying like a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for people to understand that at the end of the day, what matters is having a good product, not necessarily where it's made, right?
Right.
That's a
And
whole other
it's-
discussion.
I
Hey,
find it
I mean-
ironic that the same people that benefited probably in some way or shape or form in their life because of globalization are the same people that like just rail against the idea that
Yeah, they want their
something
clothes
nice can
made
be
in the
made elsewhere.
USA.
But they also want it for like $3.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Hypocrisy.
I don't get it.
And if
by
not, they'll buy
condition?
it on Amazon.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh my god.
The concessions they'll make, they have this idea, and then it can't. Okay, then give me the cheapest shit I can find. I'll go to
Well, like,
Target. I don't
well,
care.
I bought it from Amazon, and Amazon's an American company.
Oh my god.
Right. And, well, this
I'm
is
a
like my
prime
dad, right?
shipping.
I was telling my dad. My dad had asked me, recently. He was like, "Oh, I want." He's like, "Could you make me like a smoking jacket?" I was like, "Yeah, sure."
That's
I told
fun.
him how much like the cost would be, and he's like, "Well, that's so much," and I'm like, "Not that much." He's like, "Oh, but it's made in China," and I'm like, "Okay." I said, "It's handmade in China by
It would-
tailors." I said,
and like try and find someone who will make it for that price in America. You're
Yeah.
probably not gonna
"Right."
find that.
He's like, "Oh, but it's
Who
made in
else has
China."
it?
I'm like, "Fine, go on Amazon, Dad, and you find one." That
Jason's
and
dad
this-
was like, I just wish more people could have been exploited. That's really
I'm
my
like-
thing for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
How
Yeah,
many?
don't-
told my
don't you
dad to go
have-
fuck
Fuck 'em.
himself.
Don't you
like-
have child sweatshops,
Are
Jason?
parents the worst customers?
Right.
It's like,
Actually.
how many kids could make my sneakers? I guess is my question.
The world
Right.
may never know.
Okay, so I've got the next one here. This comes from Rude Hat Person.
Mm.
I'm ready.
Let's see what
and
this dick has to say.
He says, looking good isn't always the goal. Sometimes I want to look bad or just straight up ridiculous, and that's fine. It's the intentionality of looking good or looking bad that matters more. I mean, this is a take I agree with. I think that you can look like slouch. I mean, that's the whole basis, right? Like you're not supposed to look like the absolute best or most proper, right? Like I mean, I agree with it. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion.
Well,
with
I
us,
just don't
but
know
it's
what
probably-
their prerogatives for bad means. Like, what does that mean to them? Like,
well, yeah. I mean,
good,
but I
bad.
think
It's a
this is
spectrum, brother.
This is certainly in certainly unpopular for like the standard like menswear establishment.
You have to look
right?
sexy and hot all the time, which that's
I mean,
the
I
big thing.
do, but it's not the goal.
Right.
Happens.
You don't try. It just you wake
I
up.
mean,
like this.
or it's just you should like why wear like something that doesn't flatter you or quote
Right.
that should flatter you.
Sure.
Why wear like why don't wear contrast instead or whatever blah blah blah. There's always all that, but thinking that way is so narrow minded, right? There's no creativity or
Why not look like a stormtrooper, like from Star Wars?
Not the Nazis.
That's
Not the
Yeah,
Nazis.
yeah,
I have to
but-
clarify everything I say now.
It's a blanket characterization. We're never suggesting that you should look like a Nazi.
Yeah, never. The podcast does not reflect that.
The podcast
No, I get it.
We
does
don't
not
stand
endorse
Nazis.
Hugo Boss.
No, we're not going to start now. No, but I get it. Like, we just, it's okay to look like, I think it also leans into, it's okay to look kind of your own personal style if that's not reflective of kind of modern trends or what might look better, or like wearing high-rise pants today, just walking in town, and like, it was a little odd, but it's just like, whatever. It's just like, this is me. I'm not going to go back on it. Like, I have other
mean, like,
outfits that reflect that, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, looking good quotation marks. I mean, it has like a lot that goes into it. Right? Like, does that mean looking
Mhm.
formal? Does that mean looking at the same exact dress level as everyone around you? You
Mhm.
know, like I think that, yeah, you don't really have to be like I mean, we talk about a little bit about context, but I mean, if you have good slouch, you can wear a suit anywhere if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Um,
They
but
don't know what
be
you
the
do.
person who's like vehemently like, I'm into fashion, but only ugly fashion. My
Like, it
goal
looks
is to
horrible on
be
me.
disgusting.
Right,
Yeah.
that was an interesting take as
There's
well. Just
because
like,
like
I want to look bad today.
Exactly. Like I think there are people who are pushing boundaries, but I think you'd be pretty hard pressed to find someone who's like, no, my thing is like I'm a trash person.
Like Tom Brown
The
extremist
trash
types.
man.
Screw!
I live in a dumpster for the aesthetic, brother.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why
yeah,
don't you
I mean,
just become trash?
good and bad are like relative terms anyway, you know. So it's
Exactly. So
Nuance.
horrible take.
One
That
man's
makes sense.
trash,
Whatever here.
another man's come up.
Exactly.
The words of
my
Malcolm
friend,
Moore.
Oh,
my
thank
friend
you, Mike.
Nigel says therapy is cheaper than clothes.
Moving
not
on.
wrong.
Not
Ooh.
true.
But
Well,
therapy isn't
maybe-
as fun
Been to
as
a real
clothes.
therapist because
Did you
they're
ever think
I
about
mean,
expensive.
it
that?
depends on your healthcare
Yeah.
plan, really. Honestly,
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Also
you got
not
my
as-
healthcare plan.
Not
Close
as
a
fun
little
to
Yeah.
cheaper.
find other
Do it
people.
right,
Yeah.
you could get both in one.
Well,
I can't wear
therapy is
the
definitely
cure to my
cheaper in my
anxiety.
circumstance.
For you.
Yeah,
For
my
you.
insurance covers it completely, so
The
that's it's
move
free.
is you get a personal shopper and you trick them into becoming your therapist.
Oh,
Get
there you
Jason
go.
to be your
Huh?
personal shopper, and then
You
he'll
mean
talk
you guys
at
don't discuss John
what,
Yeah.
what are your
about
Johns?
how you weren't able? All the
Yeah, my
drops you
session
weren't
is
able to
like
shop?
55 minutes John's and then 5 minutes like my deep crippling issues that I have to work out.
They give
And
you a
then,
Hail
out of
Mary. You're out
time.
there.
See you next week.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well,
My therapist
okay,
though was
let's.
like, you want to get just go for it. No.
Yeah, no, not worth it. We'll pick it up next
Okay.
one. What do we got?
Okay, John Reuter says, despite the hype and hate, Gucci is actually pretty cool.
Okay.
I love Gucci under Alessandro.
I think they've done some trash
You guys
stuff,
take this one.
but on the whole, I like what they're doing too.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
cohesive and it's like trying to do something that's not
and it's
what every
got
other
that,
high end
like,
is doing.
ornateness, like opulence to it. Obviously, like the $700 t-shirts are, but
Bogus.
I think like this stuff you see like go down a runway or in their editorial campaigns looks really cool.
Yeah.
I would love to do a head to toe Gucci look by Dapper Dan, as I've mentioned before. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I can see like why people hate some of like the new collabs that they've done, but like the North Face one was kind of stupid. But on the whole, I think as far as like capital F fashion brands go, at
Right.
least they're interesting.
Yeah, it has so
They're
much
not-
flavor.
They're not like
Mm,
Balenciaga,
tasty.
where it's just logos and just irony. It just, I don't know, stuff like that is like, or like the new Celine that Hedi Slimane is doing, like just so boring. It just
Yeah.
it looks bad. It doesn't look thoughtful. Whereas like the Gucci stuff looks very, very. It's like coming out of a dream. I think.
Right. It's very thought out. It's very cohesive.
Yeah.
And there's clear direction to it.
It's hard to imagine what that brand will look like when he leaves, because it will
Right.
happen eventually. It happens all the time, but it's like the whatever follows that won't be as interesting. It'll have to be boring almost, and they'll
Right.
have to go in a completely opposite direction.
Well, I mean,
Um,
they asked him. He went so big with it because under Tom Ford and what's her face, it was boring.
Tom Ford boring? No way. Impossible.
Tom Ford Gucci was
Mm.
boring.
I
hate
didn't
it.
know Tom Ford made the Obama tan suit. Is that true?
No, that was harsh after Marx. I
Oh,
thought.
someone lied on Facebook. Why do I read Facebook?
Oh,
Fuck
man.
Facebook.
Why would
It's
they
all
lie about
true.
Obama on
Mom.
Facebook? Why would they do that?
That's true. It's out of character.
Why would they
Ah.
do this?
Why would they do that? Eric Andre.
Facebook has the best hot take.
Yeah, they truly do. We gotta go to
Oh,
we gotta go
no.
to our old. Do we, Ethan? Is that group still happening?
Which the what?
The Facebook Style and Direction, or Street Espresso rather?
A
Yeah,
little
it's still
bit of
there.
rest.
Still around.
No, we gotta go for their hot takes. I want to hear theirs. We gotta pull them up. Get them. Let's get their AMA. It's only, what time is it over there? But there's
Over in
time.
Facebook. What time is it? on
Over in Facebook land. There's a
Standard
time
Time?
for Facebook. Yes, exactly. FST.
Do we got another hot
Great.
take or question or
Give us
Oh
another
yeah,
one.
no, we still have a lot.
It's far away.
show us?
Tell us, please.
A guy
Please.
says, I mean, this is more of a his unpopular opinion, maybe that people don't like for him, but he says he likes wearing monochromatic fits all the time, particularly blues.
Here we
Well,
go.
he
We're
had
back
me in the
to
first
More the
step, I gotta
Navy.
say.
We're
All
back to the
Yeah,
right.
that's
blues.
kind of his thing. And if you look at his Instagram, it's well, it's not bad. It's AK_anchored. I'll put it in the chat here. You guys can check it out. But yeah, he does wear a lot of blue stuff. I think that's fine.
There's that
I think
guy.
maybe it's unpopular to have like a specific color that you base your wardrobe around, but I think on a whole, it's okay. You
A
know.
lot of people do that. They just.
Yeah.
it's
I don't
just
think we
phenomenal
like to
blue.
limit ourselves, and like I think we try things a lot here, and so maybe if it's just like I can only wear this, like I get it, like especially if people want to do like a minimalism thing, but especially with navy, I think to your credit, like having that as a default over black, I think that can be more interesting. There's more stuff to work with, but I think we could maybe see just doing that as a default, as we don't like to default. I think that's kind of our thing, or not thing to not do, I guess. We try. We're not picky.
Tries.
Yes.
There is that guy on.
We're try guys.
There's that guy. I'm never gonna be able to fucking find him on MFA. Who is like this Japanese menswear guy who only does like tailored fits in blue suits, and like it's kind of crazy how many different shades of blue this guy found. So I respect something like that.
Are there 50?
Because there are at least 50 shades of blue.
Wow.
Nice.
Incredible.
Respect.
I paid
51.
money to learn that, you guys. I mean, just throwing that out.
You paid the elusive
next.
MFA.
And there you go.
Mm-hmm. Good shit.
Okay, let's see what else here. Oscar says solid suits with white dress shirts, and no tie is the worst. Not really a hot take. I mean, I also agree. I hate that look. I hate
It's just
I
a
hate
Yeah,
that.
take.
that's
It's the right
very,
take.
like,
Sherlock.
It's like very like I'm a realtor. It's just any
yeah.
like
Yeah.
Damn.
solid dress shirt. Like,
That's
not
like-
just white.
That's like case closed right there from Kiyoshi, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a realtor, or
Or
I'm in
said.
finance, or
I'm a broker.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
like, it's
I'm
just
a
so,
midnight
like,
toker.
Or I'm broke.
He said thank you next.
I'm definitely doing cocaine in the bathroom while you look at this house.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just old. Like, what are you doing?
with tan shoes. It's always with tan.
With tan.
And the worst
Always.
shirt collar to be unbuttoned anyway.
Yeah.
That they're
Yeah.
wearing is
Or
white.
not
Yeah.
even
Tight-
just
tight
tan
pants,
shoes. It's those
leading down to their tan fucking Oxfords or double monks.
Perfectly matching.
it's
Derbies.
those hybrid like dress shoe sneaker like white.
Oh
the
no.
pull-ons.
Ooh,
The
yeah.
pull-ons.
It's
Ooh.
that
Wolf and
100%.
Badger or whatever. There was that one brand I keep getting ads pushed to that I had to block.
It's always that.
I think in like the general like guys like education about like what suits are good, I think even more has to be said of what lasts are good, and just like people just like, oh, I like this Cole Haan boot that looks horrible. Just it's so hard to get an eye for that kind of thing. But I think that's a whole other behemoth of a topic. That's hard. We have to write, guys. We'll have to write a book. We'll all
We
collectively
could.
write one. Yes.
Someone should write a
That's-
blog or something.
Yeah, I don't know. That sounds like too much work.
I don't know. I need a
Or
link
like
to
the
the
loser
YouTube
boy.
I can do that.
I don't know. I need it. What do we got?
Next up.
All right, here we go. Manuel says summer style is better than fall style.
Wrong.
Ooh, that is.
Well,
let's
Wow.
go. What's your attitude, bro?
Congratulations
Hit
on
me up. I want to know.
That's
Let's let the West Coast
boy.
talk first.
Absolutely not, dude. What the
No.
fuck?
Well, yeah, that's
I don't. I don't want to wear a t-shirt and short. I want to wear
No.
fucking like barber
Yeah.
jackets and short coats and tweed and flannel, dude.
Yeah,
No-
we
nobody's-
like
Summer
more to
must be
work with.
Very mild. You
nobody's
must be living in a
excited.
very mild.
Nobody's excited to dress for 90-degree summer.
No.
Like
It's my life already, honestly.
we
I mean,
we deal
maybe
with
for
it,
women's fashion, but
but-
not for men's, for sure.
Now, I
Yeah.
must say, there is an extreme to the other end where it's like, okay, I have to wear this so I don't get frostbite and die. And so you're just like
Yeah.
wearing these coats and you
Mm.
don't get to show off as much, really. It's just like no one's going to see this sweater.
My orange
It-
parka coat is fire. So
it's
That's why I have to get
I'm-
good outerwear. So
And
that
the
becomes the
clarifier.
peak. Yeah.
yeah.
I will say, like, the biggest strength of like spring summer style is the concept of prints on shirts,
Uh,
or yeah,
mhm.
really anything, but mostly shirts. Just a really cool, interesting print. There's a lot of exciting things you can do with that you don't really see taken over into fall winter
Right.
with shirting. So I will say that is one aspect I enjoy. Maybe if that is the foundation of like your wardrobe and things you really like to purchase, I can see why you're a huge fan of summer.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Beyond that, yeah, I don't know, man.
That's a
Like wearing
I mean, so this
suits suck. Like it's
Yeah.
always just looking
I okay,
bad. Like
but that leads to my kind of related hot take, unpopular. I don't like linen.
Yeah.
I just
I want to. I want to
Well,
so
what
bad.
I feel like I want a
it
brown tobacco linen like
Oh,
suit. I
that's
feel
a
like
Me
that.
too.
for me.
Yeah. That's the only linen I
I
want. I'm
just
not really too gung
the
ho for
thing
I
linen.
the
like
thing
cream
is for
linen. It's
me,
cool.
Oh yeah.
I don't okay, I don't mind it. Like I own some, but I don't go out of my way to buy more linen because it's just so seasonal. Like you
Yeah,
can wear
you have a very
cotton
small
year
window.
round.
In
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, small
California.
window. You can maybe stretch like a jacket, like a linen jacket, but linen trousers just seem like you can't wear linen trousers with like into like fall. You know what I mean?
No.
No.
There are heavy there are like heavy linens that you could do like like what do you call it? Like Irish linen, stuff like
Brisbane
that.
Yeah.
Like
moss
that's
or something. Yeah.
but yeah, but
That's
you
such a
it just
trip for me.
Or bear
Why would you
duck.
need linen in Ireland? I don't understand.
That's true.
Well, that's why they export it.
Yeah.
We gotta
They,
get
like,
rid of this
don't
stuff.
need
It's
it.
We gotta
crazy.
get this out of
India.
here.
they
send it back to
they
India.
didn't. Yeah, they don't need it. Yeah, exactly.
Incredible.
But yeah, I just don't like it. I think like like it's not the wrinkles because cotton wrinkles. I don't mind the wrinkles on a cotton suit. I just don't like it on linen, man. I don't like the linen. I don't like the how light it
It's
feels,
not
how
as
it typically
hardy.
is. Yeah, it's just not as hardy, and it's so seasonal. It just
Well,
doesn't
and Ethan
work.
hates Mark Twain. That's the other thing you guys gotta understand.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
doesn't like it. He's not
What
a
a fucking
Hates.
stan.
dick, man.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he hates picket
That's
fences.
exactly it. Um, let's see here. Okay, we got Connor saying curved hem t-shirts look horrible on everybody. Probably not wrong there.
What is a curved hem t-shirt?
Instead
Like
of
a
straight, it just goes up at the
yeah,
sides or what?
It's
Okay.
curved hem
T-shirt?
t. I
Sure.
think this is
Oh,
like a
that's
thing people
dumb.
wear with like moto jeans, maybe or whatever. Is that
That's
what I'm
so
thinking
yeah.
of? Yeah, that's bad.
Could
Long
someone put a
line curved
picture?
hem.
Uh,
Uh,
One
sure.
time, like we
Mm.
were trying to experiment with my style, and my girlfriend at the time bought me those like long T-shirts from like H&M, but it was for me, so it didn't. It was especially long on me. It was like a dress. It
Down
went
your
to like
knee.
my shins.
oh,
It was
it's
so
the
stupid.
yeah,
That's like a
it's
big look in K-dramas, and I'm like, no, it would not work for me. This is like a
but
this is like a moo.
also they wear
This is
it
my spear
differently
point.
though. Like the K-drama,
Oh,
K-pop
I don't
sort
hate
of
that. I don't know.
yeah.
It would have to
Like
be the right length, honestly. That's the secret. Like, because if it's
Right.
going, like if it's in one of
Yeah.
these pictures, it's like beyond his crotch. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Because
god.
also
That's a
like
dress.
they also
Yes.
have like the oversized sort of like aspect to it versus
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
where the sleeves are just like super fitted and like the ones that we have in the Discord where it's like painted on t-shirt.
Yes. And we all wear essentials tee here at the podcast.
Yeah, not sponsored, but
We'd like to be. So Jose, if you want to sponsor us with
yeah, Jose, if you want to
essentials,
get into the nitty and
Nope.
gritty of real menswear.
I know you're watching, Jose. You watch every week. We get it.
You should just pay the $5. And I don't know why he's so whatever.
Do you
Yeah.
think there's a secret Discord where they talk shit about us?
Of
I hope
course.
so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I pray that
Really
true.
hope
I
That's
pray
so.
that's all I
true,
want.
man.
Just
You're watching all of them.
Yeah.
Always
Okay.
watching.
We got something from Robert Chong from Thailand. He says luxury monotone sneakers like Common Project CQPs are boring and aesthetically overrated.
That's true.
I think they are now. They didn't used to be. The reason why they're boring is because a bunch of other brands ripped off common projects and
Oh,
made
right.
cheap, crappy looking versions of them. So now everyone has a cheap, crappy common projects knockoff, and that makes wearing common projects look so much more less interesting now.
But point counterpoint, were common projects ever like a well-made shoe for their price?
I think
Was it ever worth it?
before their current pricing, they were.
Oh,
I mean,
right.
there was a point in time when they were
That
like
window.
300, 250, and now they're like 450, 500
So
now.
stupid.
It's
All the
ridiculously.
reviews I've read of them are like, I love the look of this, but they are profoundly uncomfortable. I am bleeding every time I wear them. But I don't know, it could just be annoying people on the internet.
It could be because I feel like I know some people who have
I
had
wonder
their
if
com
people
projects for
buy
a
their
long
wrong
time.
size. Though.
Yeah, that could be it.
I don't know
too.
what a Brannock is, but I definitely know that I'm a 13.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think I mean that whole idea, white sneakers have been ruined for me forever. If they're not canvas, they're ruined. Like I don't like a white, can't stand white leather sneakers anymore. You know, they gotta have like some aspect to them, like you know, like what do you call it? Like kill shots are interesting. They're not completely white, but like a
No.
completely white leather
Hate
sneaker
kill shots.
can't.
That's
Oh,
there's
there's
my
that.
example.
There you go. There's another one. I don't mind them, but I definitely don't wear them the way that most people do. You know what I mean? Like I wear them with like wide legs, you know, milsurp stuff. I don't like it with like slim jeans, like
I
denim
just
or
don't
whatever.
get why you would wear kill shots when you can buy Gats. Like, it's
Oh, there we go. I
Hmm.
do not like Gats. I can't. I don't like them. That is my
Yeah.
thing.
I'll,
More
I'll,
of a
s-
dog person, eh?
I'll stand in the middle and say
Mm.
I like both sneakers because
I mean, that's
What is a Gats?
yeah.
yeah.
I just think the
In another life,
Gat looks
I was a
too.
sneakerhead.
Or like,
I'm
What?
surprised you don't like Gats because
Yeah.
they have that military vibe to them.
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know. Like I like the deck shoe. I don't like the Gat. They just don't look. I think it's because the sole is so small. Like it's kind of like it's not as thick as like the kill shot, and I think that's why I like my authentics more than my CVOs because of the thicker sole. I think that's just kind of what it is, and this to me seems too low profile. I don't know. It looks too small. Like it feels, you know, I don't know. It's not the same thing.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Too small.
Mhm.
Elliot.
Indeed.
All right.
Scoop says I don't like Converse anymore. Ooh, hot take. That's kind of an unpopular one there. No,
Like what?
Converse.
I didn't hear it.
Converse.
Converse.
Oh, Converse. I miss it. I wish I had some. I wore the black and white ones for all of high school, and I loved wearing them but I don't have any now. I would love like the high top white look. I think that's fun. You know?
Tops.
Yeah, I've been
I'll
meaning
throw this
to.
out here
I mean,
that
cream
if
high
you
top.
have really long feet or really thin feet, they can be kind of tough because you're like, boy, oh boy, I'm in clown shoe territory. But I
Well,
have that problem,
yeah.
and I still have a pair, so I don't know.
There's
Yeah.
a bit of that. Any new shoe looks horrible. Like getting off that hurdle is just the worst. Ugh, buying them, like especially a Converse, like a clean Converse,
Right.
just hard.
That
I
toe,
kind
man,
of-
it's woo.
I don't know
Yeah, I
if I'm ever
guess
gonna
so.
get them. If I'm gonna get, I do want high top, like Con 70s. I know they're not that expensive, but like, I don't know. I feel like I kind of want to get into maybe this spring, summer, or we're already in spring. It's almost summer. Maybe I'll get it then. Because yeah, I kind of like it. I mean, it's like wearing a boot, right? The high, like the high
Right.
lacing on it, so it's kind of cool. I used to have some, but they were too small because I thought like everything had to be a 6.5, and I definitely know I size way up for sneakers. Like I'm a size 8 in sneakers, and not not
Ouch.
my 7 in Aberdeen, kind of a thing.
Speaking of Aberdeen,
Ooh,
Jace
Jasa says I prefer black shell code over color 8. I don't really have an opinion. I like it over. I think it's just because I wear both black and color 8, but I wouldn't want to have just black shell shoes.
I mean, the answer is both.
Right.
Yeah, the
but-
answer is both. I own
Whatever
both.
you can
right?
afford, brother.
Well, if you just
bologna is
stop drinking Starbucks coffee, you can avoid your
Yeah.
shells.
Yeah, just pull yourself up by your
okay.
bootstraps.
Here's my
Pull
thing.
yourself up by
Here,
tassel loafers.
if we're
Get
talking
that
about
finance job.
sneakers, if we're talking about sneakers, I do not like basketball shoes. I can't like
Well,
Jordans.
you don't like the chunkier
Wow.
thing.
You miss
the
me.
high
Miss me.
like the high top
I've
Nike.
never owned a pair.
Ethan believes that pants should be chunky, not
Miss
shoes.
me.
Like I think the
That's
Nike
our size
Blazer,
chunkies.
the Nike
Chonkers.
Blazer is pushing it. It's
Chunky.
pushing it really hard. But like I do not like Jordans, dude. I just
The-
chunky shoes. It doesn't. it doesn't work for me. I think that it just doesn't fit my ideal, like, low vamp shoe aesthetic.
My white Hokas are a little bit chunky, but I can play into that with like some sweatpants or just it's a proportional thing. As like a default, it's
Mhm.
maybe not as versatile as like a smaller fit shoe, you know?
But
Right.
So
devil's advocate moment. What about like a hiking boot though? Different? Not different?
Well, that is different because they're not sneakers. Like
and it's
sneakers
just
again.
it's so
so,
much
like-
effort. I hate wearing boots.
They
It's
can
just
get-
like I have to
I don't
lace
know,
it.
like-
and go, I hate
Like
it.
I don't like a okay here okay chunky sneakers with any kind of tailoring just don't look good to me.
No, no
Like
good. No good.
I think they look
Sure.
too much like GQ like
I mean, pants.
2014.
What do you think of just pants? Like, fuck the top. Like, if you just had like, don't even think about like not the as a suit, but like if you just had like tailored pants with like a chunky sneaker. What do you think?
I no.
I'd rather
Okay.
like
I don't like it.
No.
This is here. I'm gonna post some
That's like
pictures
a-
in the
like a
fucking
loafer.
like this is what I think of, and even if the silhouette would be different, like I feel like
100%.
there's
None-
just no
And it probably
way.
looks worse
like
with a
that.
wider fit as opposed to like a slim leg.
Yeah, and it looks worse with wide fit pants.
Yeah.
There is just no way that you can make this look good. You have to make a fit around like a Jordan. But I none of the fits that would look good with it are things that I would own.
It's limiting. It's limiting
Mm.
for sure. And if you don't do that already, you're just fucked. So yeah, I totally get it.
I'm trying to look up pictures of Jordan 1s in a suit, man. Like it just
I do like those tuxedo
Well, okay.
Jordans though. I mean, if I had to, I've never owned a pair of Jordans, but if I were to get one, it would be the tuxedo for sure.
Hmm.
That's my favorite little patent
I
leather.
just put a picture in there. This is all I think about. This is bad. See?
All
It's
you
live
think about.
right now. That's
Yeah,
awful.
not like that.
Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't wear it
not
like
great.
that.
Yeah, see, I would love if someone were to prove me wrong, but I don't
See,
think
if
they
he
just
if he didn't wear just the white tee underneath, but wore like a vintage like Jordan jersey, like red and blue, red and black and Jordan jersey underneath the tux, that would actually be interesting. But just like the white tee with the two fresh sneaks, not a huge fan. But
Yeah.
see. Okay, I'm posting some more in live here. Like, I think Cortezes don't look good because they're still kind of like bulbousy, and especially not Stan Smiths,
Bulbasaur.
dude. They just do
Well, I have
not.
a pair of these like vintage the not the stand though. Fuck, what did you just say?
Cortez.
Cortezes, yeah. I have a pair of like vintage ones that are slimmer. They're like a much
Yeah, the
softer,
new
like
ones are
unlined
different.
leather. They're much like a streamlined, and they don't have like the thick like outer top half. They're like super thin. The whole thing is an unlined leather, and I think they look really good with it.
That one is pretty bad with.
Ooh, that's rough with the fucking tongue sticking up.
I really want
one's
the
ouch.
Nike
What are these,
Bruins, but
Osiris's?
Nike doesn't make them.
Oh yeah, the Bruins. Yeah,
This
I
is
mean,
bad.
yeah, sneakers are just. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, I would love it to see, but I just don't think like I can't imagine a ring jacket with Jordan 1s. I don't think that that's possible. I would love if someone prove me wrong.
I would
I just
love
don't
it if in
believe it.
like the next show, I was like, "Hi, I'm Mark Cho. This is what I'm wearing today, and why? I'm Nike Air Jordan 1s."
I
We'll do that
really
in his
like
next
That
how they
would be-
compliment my feet. They're
That
so
would be
big.
Because
fucking
today I'm
wild,
going to go
dude.
break some ankles
Yeah.
on the court.
You'd have to dip into our MFA for that.
If you
but-
know me, you know I love to ball.
He's gonna go break some ankles in our new Model
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, that's gonna be my my goal, right? I'm gonna break somebody's ankles wearing balloon or something.
Yeah.
See, guys, tailoring is versatile. Wow.
So versatile. Look at that.
And here's the last one we got. We got from Rodriguez here. It says bologna is just hot dog pancakes. Change my mind.
Nope.
Shit.
We
Don't need
cannot
to, I don't
change
need
it.
to change
Yeah.
it.
Not
That's fact.
not
I
everything
remember. I
needs
don't
to
know
be
if anyone.
equal.
Yeah, I remember this. We were talking with our very famous friend who we love debating with. I'm not going to say his name, but I think everyone knows who I'm talking about. We
Yeah.
definitely got into it with whether or not, like, what was it? Was it hot dog is a sandwich or
If
what?
hot
What
dog
was
is
it?
a
Was it that?
sandwich. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah.
Something.
I mean, what did
And,
Tom Cruise think? I mean, shit, fuck.
Yeah. Come on, man.
What did Elon Musk say?
You
again?
What did Grimes say?
We all know it's Ben Shapiro.
Welcome,
Mhm.
Spencer, to the Discord chat. By the way,
yeah, I'm just on my phone. I hope I sound okay.
you don't.
sound
great.
Sound fine.
I'm gonna end on this question real quick. If I said, what would your type be? You guys would like, as in terms of girls, you know what your answer would be, right? Like you know it in your head what that is, right?
Centaur.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
just wanna-
she's a
I
total Taurus. She's a total.
She's a
I
total
know.
I
Taurus.
just want to know.
TT.
Gemini.
I just want to know. I just want to know that you guys know this. Like you don't like. And if I said, "Hey, who's your celebrity
Is this
crush?"
homework?
or who is a celebrity that you think is attractive, you would know. Like you could probably name one off the top of your head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can it be a porn
Yeah.
star?
Sure.
Celebrities.
If that's
mean,
what that
that-
means
that
to
counts.
you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We just had a
unfortunate.
Blue checks
though.
only, right?
we,
Blue checks.
Yeah.
Blue checks.
we
on.
had a. I
Blue
guess
checks matter, by the way.
Our friend's unpopular opinion was that it was too much for him to decide, and he couldn't accurately answer that question.
About the
And I
hot
thought that
dog
was
sandwich
crazy.
thing.
Yeah, you couldn't be. Oh, whoa! This is too much.
Whoa,
for me.
whoa,
Well,
whoa,
wait,
is
wait.
that way?
I just
Yeah.
learned the existence of a hot dog and of a sandwich. He
Oh
was-
my god.
Yeah, he didn't understand either before we had the discussion. You see.
Oh,
He had a
I
big
see
day
that.
with you guys, clearly. Jeez.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came to a ball game with us, and he saw me with my big Dodger dog, and he saw Ethan with his comically large club sandwich.
Boom.
The
and
Cracker Jack.
he said, "What the fuck are you eating?"
This could be Tom Cruise. You guys, I don't know. You haven't dissuaded me that it is. That's all I'm saying.
I still think my favorite type of joke is when people are just so incredulous to like a normal thing. That's one of my favorite things of all time. Like I'm still reminded when we were doing an impression of Jason's dad. This is like when we started streaming, and it was like Jason offhandedly said like, my dad doesn't even know what a suit is, and we just like went to like a 5-minute thing of like I'm on a plane. I see the pilot, the captain. What the fuck's he wearing? It's like a blue jacket with brass
Huh?
buttons. What the fuck is this? And I think that's one of my
dad's
favorite.
answer to that is always to just fight him. My dad.
Right.
I
Just beat the shit
don't know
out of
what it is. I'm gonna kill it. You
I
know?
don't know
Yeah.
what it is. I'm gonna kill
hate
the
it.
Comedy
Set it on fire.
Get it out of
It's an
my
affront to
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
It must be
exactly.
destroyed.
It's
Burn
like,
it.
yeah, really funny comedy conceit is just a guy that doesn't know what something is and is just immediately mad at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
High school.
I'm
Like,
gonna
I mean,
destroy
I don't want to
anime.
plug. I don't. We don't need to plug. I think you should leave. But there's a really good one where he sits on a whoopee cushion and everyone laughs. He goes, "Oh my god, I farted!" And they're like, "No, it's a whoopee cushion." It's like, "What's the joke? Is it that I farted and I could have pooped
Yeah.
my pants? Like
That one
what is
was
this?
especially hard
Wait,
to watch.
Am I supposed to be like? Is it that I'm supposed to be scared that I pooped my pants and I had to go to the doctor? Is it because that normally when I fart, people get sick and barf because of my farts, and this time it didn't happen? Is that the joke?
No,
I-
it's just a joke, man. It's just a joke.
I love. I mean, that whole show is like that idea of guy doesn't know something and
It's
being
a
mad
show.
expanded
It's a show.
What?
to infinity. It's
just
such
a guy, you
great.
What
know.
is a show?
It's-
That's okay. We're gonna have to break down television.
But are you really? Yeah. What's
Okay.
the show?
Oh, there's this guy. He
yeah.
finds-
Oh, okay.
His name
TC
was John.
Tucker.
His name was John TV, and he said, I got a great idea. Imagine
Son
you
of
could
Mike
see,
TV.
you could see a play on a screen.
Over and over
Again and again.
And he was
Wow.
killed for that
I
idea.
feel really bad for
Yeah.
like the rich.
And that guy, Bob
New-
Dylan.
I feel
Wow.
bad for the rich New Yorker at a TV set after the World's Fair in 1939 when they were first publicly displayed. And then World War II happened, and there was like no TV for a couple of years. We were just like, we're not going to worry about that.
Yeah.
We got a
Right.
war.
We
And
got
so
a
they
war
just-
going on.
That's a blessing in disguise.
can't
You don't have to
watch
watch
Fallon.
TV about
Warzone.
World War II. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Just have to listen to the radio, I guess.
exactly.
Hand cut ready.
Yeah,
Go
get
go
those,
see the
get those
talkies.
fireside chats.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's 10:06. I want to say thank you to everyone who submitted and everyone in here who shared their hot takes and unpopular menswear opinions. We'll probably, I don't know if we have enough to do it again, but maybe we'll source some other people in the future or whatever. I would love it. Hey, open invitation if Mark Cho wants to come up here and talk about some unpopular opinions, man. Feel free to come on. We'd love to
He'll
hear.
for sure be on next time.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm sure he waits right to the end.
Yep.